Okay, YouTube, I'm back. Boy, I'm having the most difficult times with these videos, trying to do these videos. But this is part two of Why Should I Care? As I was last saying about my sister who had had her struggles, so too have I. It's been a difficult battle for me as well. Although I never got into drugs and alcohol and things of that nature, I became very compulsive with things. It was all about the lack of that I didn't have as a child. So I became very compulsive with things. And what I mean by that is, I wanted the cars, I wanted the big house, I wanted, the children in the fancy schools, and, I just wanted the lack of. I didn't want to be felt like I was without because, as I stated, when I grew up with my aunt raising myself and my sisters, we were the lack of children. We didn't have, and we didn't have our basic necessities. We didn't even have underwear. And it was really sad because as a kid, we lived in Phoenix, Arizona, and I don't know all you who are in Phoenix, Arizona. I don't know if you're familiar with this street called Buckeye Road, and we wasn't on the south side, but we was at the west side, close to 7th Avenue and Buckeye Road. All of you, all that can relate to that, know what I'm talking about, know how that area went. So my aunt had a household of her 7, and my mom's 4, so there was 11 children in a 1-bedroom shack. The shack don't exist anymore because they tore it down. Should have been towed down when I was a kid. But I went back out there because, like I said, my husband's a truck driver, so we pass this through. Phoenix going on our runs. But, we were the lack of family. My sister, my 2 sisters and I, as well as my brother, we didn't grow up. And, it was really sad because I look around at today's children and, what we all talk about and want for our kids and ourselves nowadays, and just the little basic necessities. I was without underwear, socks. Even when I started my menstrual, didn't have even a Tampac or a Kotak or anything like that. And we used to have to go around, and it's embarrassing to even say that we used to have to go and take underwears off of people's clotheslines. And that's when people back then didn't have clotheslines, and we actually used to have to take underwear off, my sister and I, because my aunt didn't buy them. And we didn't know anything about Social Security or anything of that nature that she was getting on my parents' behalf. But we were getting that. YouTube it. My daughter's coming downstairs. And you can hold the camera for me. Here, I just got a few more minutes. Here, just hold it for me. And as I was saying, I didn't grow up, and just follow me as I go here. Don't let the mirror go. I didn't grow up with much of nothing as a kid, and I wanted more for myself and for my children. And as I was saying about the phone call in which I received this morning, should I care or not? Well, my abuser is in the hospital, and they said he's in grave condition. And I just felt it was just a lot of nerves and audacity to call me this morning and tell me and ask me, be prepared for a funeral. I'm a Christian, and I don't think I should care less. Waking me up out of my sleep, asking me about, telling me about a funeral. When it gets to 9:58, stop it. Telling me about a funeral, what have you. But no, I will not be going to no funeral. I will not be sending no roses, no flowers, or anything like that, because just of the children in which I know about that has been victimized by him, it has been, to my knowledge, at least 7 or 8 of us. And that's during the years in which I was a kid. Not counting the years in which I was no longer in California because Arizona, because I came back to the state of California in 1970, I want to say 3. And can you imagine from 1973 to 2010 how many victims he have had? Because he's still the same dirty old gorilla in the midst that he's always been. And it's really sad to say, but you know, I'm Vietnam, I'm raising. I was talking to one sexy teen a little while ago, and I was telling about the phone call, and it brought me to tears, and it even brought her to tears, because it just brought back so many painful memories that I had buried so deep inside of me. But the reason I'm doing this video, because my concern is the children. There are so many children out there that's being victimized, and there's so many parents that's aware of it and feel they have to hold on to these men, or have these sons or uncles or dads in the house that's abusing these children. Stop it, parents. Stop it. Like I say, I became very compulsive of things. I didn't have, my addiction was the more things I had of such items, and you know, let me have the baby grand TV, let me have the big cars. I mean, I got, if I showed you guys the things in my house, and if I showed you guys the things, the cars that I have, every last one of my cars are luxury cars, and it's a shame. It's really a shame, because the money could have been spent wisely on other things. But because of what I was feeling inside, and the lack and the need that I had as a child, and that I didn't get fulfilled as a child, and even a bicycle. I went to the store the other day, and I was like, let me get this Swin bike. Now, I do need to ride a bike, don't misunderstand that, but I already have one. But my girlfriend called me and said they had these Swin pink bikes on sale, knowing I was going to go ride it one time, and it took everything in me to not to purchase that bike. I went inside the store, had the bike taken off the shelf, brought it up to the counter, and I didn't buy it, because I have to control my addiction as well. And I did, as I stated, had 2 years of therapy, and I was bad. I was bad. It was 1 year I spent over $200,000 just on items and things just to give away. But I say that to say, some people might say, oh, I like spending, I like buying, but when it becomes outrageous, and when it becomes an addiction, you need to get help with it. And so these are the things I'm talking about, of the long-term effect of abuse as a child that has on children. You know, I protect my children, I shield my children, although they're adults, but I have shielded them, and I did everything in my power to know that I'm not going to expose my children to some elements and to people, you know, all that spending the night at people's family house. Go ahead, shake a hand with a this is my little friend, my daughter's friend, she's in school, they're in the same classmate. Oh, yes, it's okay, I met the parents, and you can send your children to go spend the night. You don't know what type of people you're dealing with. You don't know. A pretty face and a smile don't make the person, and don't make the person a perfect person. Or don't mean that person doesn't have any hidden agendas. All I'm saying is, people, protect your children at any cost. Do not allow, how many minutes I have left?
You're at 8:15.
Don't allow anyone, and don't put it past anyone. And I'm telling you, don't put it past anyone to be an abuser. Because, you know, I don't mean for any men out there, no disrespect to you all. And women are abusers as well. There are some women that are abusers as well. And what I'm saying is, be protected. Watch your children. When you have sons in the house, don't interact your sons in the rooms with the girls. Don't let your son say, oh, this is his sister, and, you know, we're going to put them in the same room together, or they're going to share a bed. No. Get an understanding with your kids while they're young. We don't do this. This is not what we do. Watch them. Watch the people they're around, the spending night, the coaches at school, all that. Because you never know. All this stuff is coming out on TV. But you know what, right now, you know, I'm getting a little anxious, my daughter's saying, and it's beginning to vex my spirit. So I'm going to go on and end this video right now. And I hope this one is coming out a little better than the one earlier today. And like I said, should I care? Should I go to the funeral? No, I forgive him. I forgive his whole entire family, because it was a, but no, I will not be going to the funeral. No, I would not be calling no hospital. And no. So until then, you YT family, I thank you guys and appreciate it. And have a nice day.